Hello, crypto subjects, and welcome back to another episode of Subject Crypto. I'm your host, Ethan, and today we got a webcam. It's not the best, it's just my phone plugged into a computer, but it's going to do for now. And we're going to be looking at the overall market here as soon as it loads up. Bitcoin sitting at currently down 0.19% in the last 24 hours. There's a little bit more to the story than that, so just hang on there for just a second. We got Bitcoin trading at $10,508 currently, Ethereum down below $400, and Tether, if you own a stake in Tether, you're currently up 1%. You made 1% for holding a stablecoin, which is pretty good. There's a lot of players that have made it out relatively positive, but there's also many that have made it a little worse. It's a little worse for them. But overall, it is a very crazy day to be in the space. So let's go right into the charts here. I made a little bit of a change. We just brought the rest of this rectangle that I had over here previously. I just brought it over here and just kind of stretched it out a little bit, giving us a little wider range for these the lower bound of resistance and the upper bound of resistance. So since we broke below $10,000, very briefly, honestly, I'm a little curious of how long we were below $10,000. And it looks like, less than an hour. So people are still eager to buy up at lower prices. That's what this is telling me, is every time it comes down, this wick is telling me that people want to buy cheap Bitcoin. And so should you. That's not financial advice. I mean, that's just kind of human nature, right? Like if you go to the store and your favorite pair of shoes are on sale for 50% off, 30% off, in Bitcoin's case, 20% off, you're not just going to run out the door screaming like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, you're going to want to go and buy. You're going to want to take home that pair of shoes because they're cheaper than they were the other day. So that's kind of the mentality that a lot of traders have. And train yourself. Train yourself to not be so terrified when prices go down, because it honestly is very good. It's very nice to just like have a little bit of weight off your shoulders. You're like, I want to enter back in. We are entering back in at these lower prices. And so it's buy low, sell high. That's the trader mentality. And it takes quite a bit to overcome that. But let's go back to the daily chart here. Oh, now it's all real crazy looking. So yeah, what to expect going forward? To be honest, I'm not too sure, but I'm not that worried. At least just yet. We're still above the 200-day moving out average, so we're still technically in a bull market, but just having this amount of correction is normal. So we got large amounts of volume down here. We could come down and close the CME gap. That is close to the lower 9,000 range. But I'm fairly certain that it would be bought up quite quickly. A lot of people didn't, or a lot of people still don't believe it's going to come back down to these levels, and they would just be ecstatic to be able to purchase back in once again at these levels. So going forward, I think we could have another green day tomorrow. We could just have like a nice V-shaped recovery headed back towards the 11-1 range and kind of trade sideways in here for a minute before breaking back up. But we could also continue down a little bit as the markets kind of cool off. We've had multiple weeks of positive price action. We got to remember where we came from at the beginning of the year. So the year starts and we're down at just about $7,000. A couple months in, we're sitting at $10,000, and then we drop down to like 3,800. And ever since then, we have just been going up. We've been going forward. We've been making it through this time, and it's okay to sometimes have things like this happen. It's okay. So just stay in there. As a veteran trader in the Bitcoin space, this is not too much to be worried about. This is an opportunity. Every time the price goes down, just think of it as an opportunity. And that's not financial advice. That's just the way it is. So let's take a look here real quick at the Dow Jones. See, everything is just kind of cooling off. And these things are all related. The NASDAQ had another down day. The S&P 500 had another down day. And, well, the dollar strengthened a little bit today. So those are just kind of all things just kind of take into perspective. Like, it's not too alarming quite yet. So that is my stance currently. Something I just want to bring up is the amount of liquidations that were in the futures market within the last couple days. So from the top back here in the middle to late August to the finished of the dump we had earlier today / last night was about 20% down. And here's the last 24 hours worth of liquidations. We had almost 12 million, and just in these liquidations here on the first major spike, and then another 9 million in just a few hours later. So there's a very big amount of money that is just kind of being leaked out of everyone's wallets just because of the necessity, the will, the drive in themselves just to multiply their current positions greatly. So it's just be careful out there. If you're using futures, if you're trading on margin, you got to be careful. And I just realized that the total hourly is going to be over here. So actually, it was more like 100 million and then 75 million. So that's quite a substantial amount of money that was just taken from people because of the contracts that they have invested themselves into. And also, open interest has completely shrank off of all of these major derivatives exchanges in the last couple days, if not just today and tomorrow, or not tomorrow, the previous day. So just, if there's anything to take away, is like there's a lot of people that woke up the next day surprised, shocked. They lost, in some cases, thousands of dollars just when they only put up a little bit. So if you're into the futures markets, I am a little bit. I don't play with it too much, but I do partake a little bit, and there's a lot that comes to the table of making sure you're managing that risk properly. And maybe in the future I'll make a video kind of showing how to do that and a little bit of tips of what I do. But if you are in the futures, just be careful. That is everything that I have for you guys today. Hang in there. We're going to get through this just like we got through the last one. We're not at $3,000. We're not at $2,000. We're still chugging through. So thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully you got some good information from me. If you did get value, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. It shows me love just like I love you guys. So thank you very much, and